Hey there YouTubers. Alright, so in this video we're going to try and address if you have LGA 1200 1151 Noctua CPU coolers. If you're going to 12th gen like yours truly will be, will you need to buy new CPU coolers? So as you can see, this is the 140 millimeter model. This is the 120 millimeter Redux. Another 140 millimeter. This is the dual tower single fan model. This is one of my favorites. This is dual tower, dual fan. We also have the Chromax black version. So, yeah, so I've bought at least 20 Noctua coolers, and I have a sizable investment in these. Alright, so yeah, sizable investment in Noctua coolers. Now, you know, if you install one of those, and you have your different brackets, this is basically 3x3 here, okay? So, whatever replaces this, you know, pretty much has to be a 3x3 bracket, right? Alright, so, you know, this isn't the most scientific way to do this, but this is a Z690 in ASRock. And so, you know, we're just going to kind of do this. This was a picture they took, obviously. If you basically go from here up to here, you can see this is square pattern, right? Square bolt pattern. So what does that tell you? Well, that looks promising, but then if you're shopping for Z690s, then you go, oh, right here, only compatible with LGA 1700 cooling brackets. Well, that's better than hearing LGA 1700 CPU coolers, but if you don't have an LGA 1700 cooling bracket on your LGA CPU cooler, on your CPU cooler, then that doesn't do you any good, right? So I'm going to buy one of these, and it's going to show up, and I'm not going to be able to use it. Heck, actually at the time of this video, you can't even see on Intel's webpage what the 12th gen chips are, because they're not even listed. I mean, obviously there's going to be a 12700K and all that, right? But so yeah, right now it's kind of out in the dark, right? Don't really know what's going on exactly, not enough information. So what does that lead? Well, you do a Google search for LGA 1700 cooling brackets, and guess what? I found this on Noctua's site. Noctua announces free of charge mounting upgrades and updated CPU coolers for LGA 1700. So if you read through this, quite a few of the Noctua CPU coolers will be covered. There are some models that are not, which means for some of you, you will have to buy a new CPU cooler. That's the way it goes. But I like what their Noctua CEO says about not wasting. You know, that's good to hear, instead of being all about profit. Because you see how many of those I have. Obviously, you know, I'm not going to be throwing away my 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th gen CPU anytime soon, or selling them. We're not going to, you know, completely just switch over to 12th gen on this channel. But from what I'm seeing here, folks, I need to get a hold of Noctua and get my 12th gen mounting brackets free of charge, of course. Now, this article doesn't really tell you, you know, how you're going to do that, or do they? So right here, actually, how do we do this? For our Chromax blackline coolers, blah blah blah, will also be available in all black editions. All kits will be available free of charge via Noctua's website once LGA 1700 CPUs and motherboards start selling. So you're going to be behind the 8 ball. What a surprise. Proof of purchase of both and eligible Noctua CPU cooler and either an LGA 1700 CPU will be required. Proof of purchase of both. Wow, so you have to prove that you bought the motherboard and the CPU. Depending on the country, express shipping options may be available but will be subject to service charges. Alternatively, customers who need the kits urgently will be able to purchase them on Amazon starting in mid-October for a suggested service charge of $7.90 US. So, yeah, I may have to go that route because it's too much of a headache to look for all the receipts. But there you go, folks. That's what you need for 12th gen Intel.